So let's go ahead and get started, Madison. You had some big opinions on our opinions. On
Yeah,
the
what did
first
we
episode.
get wrong first episode?
Well, I will say I've really considered spending the money that I got for Christmas on a full Red Dead cosplay outfit and walking in here in that and being, I heard y'all were talking shit about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Man.
I don't really have any problems with what y'all said. It was just that I had to have a different opinion.
Yeah, so like what do you disagree with then? So I know Red Dead 2 would have been a big thing. If we would have brought that up with you here,
We already
would have
talked
gotten
about the
crucified.
2D, 3D Zeldas. I agreed with you. I think the 3Ds are better.
3Ds, yeah.
We had a
okay.
conversation about whether or not.
The comments are eating me up for that.
Yeah, we had a.
The
I
comments
don't. Well,
vastly prefer 2D
I
apparently.
also think.
I think that's base, dude.
I think we had a conversation off screen, I guess in our normal lives, about whether or not the 2.5Ds should be considered 2D or 3D.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
Because I think Tristan wasn't on board with that, and then he looked it up and he's like, "Oh shit! Like I didn't realize."
I was the one who wanted to fight you on that because you called Link's Awakening the remake and like Spirit Tracks and all that. You called
okay.
that a 3D game.
First off, Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom are both called 3D games by Nintendo.
Yeah, but I feel like they're 2D Zeldas.
the definite.
Like if we're gonna categorize 2D Zeldas and 3D Zeldas, when somebody
I
thinks
think
of a
they
2D
are
Zelda,
more 2D than 3D.
yeah,
I do.
in
But
gameplay wise,
inherently, it can't be.
visually you can call it 3D game. But
Yeah.
it's not like
And also, did you play Phantom Hourglass?
yeah.
Because Phantom Hourglass, I feel like was 3D models all the time, and even when you were on the levels, it wasn't completely top down. It still had a 3D angle.
I do think everything is technically like 3D models, but like this gameplay wise, I
Yeah.
don't know because like you're on like a 360 axis. So
Yeah,
I guess
on-
it's technically a 3D
on
game.
Spirit
like,
Tracks, it was
fundamentally.
different.
But
Phantom Hourglass, I remember playing through the dungeons, and it was fully 3D. You could
so
move
I guess the
around
question
and-
is third person or top down Zeldas. That's what we should have said, but that just sounds lame. Like 2D and
sounds
3D
weird.
sounds like
I'm still gonna say third person.
I guess to be considered a true 2D Zelda, you'd have to be freaking A Link to the Past or like Zelda 2.
Here's how I can sum this
Sprite-based.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's how I can sum this up: Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword.
that's a 3 game run.
Those are three
There's no
games.
3-game
those
run
are three
in
games that I
2D
feel
Zelda
like.
games.
And then you got Breath of the Wild, which
Yeah, he didn't even include that. That's a 4 game run. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, 7 game run.
yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
There's not a 7 game
those
run in
are
the
all
2D
the 3D
ones.
Zeldas. Like,
Well, I can understand that.
and
but
you guys know how I feel about Wind Waker. Ever since I remember the day we went to GameStop to get that game. My mom got it day one, and we put that in the the GameCube, and that theme. And I was like, okay, favorite game ever. I mean,
That's
obviously,
awesome.
I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, but I was sunk in. I watched my mom play that game for hours, and I was like, please let me play it. And she's like, no.
She
I'm
handed you
playing
the
it.
unplugged controller.
Yeah.
Dang.
No, I never had that done to me, thank God. But no, I remember I was scared of everything as a kid. The part where you're in the tunnels.
Forsaken Fortress.
The tunnels with the rats. Like later on in the game.
Yeah.
Like she would turn a corner and the rat would pop up and I'd be like, ah,
My goodness.
no.
I don't want to stay on Zelda too much since we just had a whole big
we
conversation.
talked about. Okay, we can go to Red Dead.
Well, one thing I want to say first though is that with Madison, if there's one thing that we should know is that he does have a bias against 2D games. Like he just absolutely.
I
cannot play
don't
them.
have a bias against them. I just can't get into them.
So he's the yang to our yin here. So I feel like our brand is kind of like retro gaming. Madison's like the modern gamer. So like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like very retro leaning. Ryan's very in the middle. Madison is very just straight up newer games.
And the thing is, I don't know what shaped that because I've been playing video games just as long as you guys have.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with a Game Boy Advance SP, playing them as a kid. I guess once I hit that,
You just kept up. Like
at some point I hit a stride where I saw how games had evolved and could keep evolving. And I was like, dude, I was the kind of person in high school who was sharing those Unreal Engine 5 remake clips.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I know that's not good now.
Man, did you see Ocarina of Time, dude? Look at
But,
that.
Unreal
like,
Engine
to
5?
some degree, I appreciate those, but I would never play them.
yeah.
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 Because they're a product of their time to me. Like, especially Ocarina, that game.
Oh yeah, didn't you say it was unplayable? Said it was unplay. That's crazy.
I have thought about this a lot. I don't think it's unplayable. I do think sometimes the cutscenes and stuff are really jarring. Like when he turns around, he's like, I know, as Sheik takes Zelda away, I'm just like, ooh, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh wait, it came out like God knows how long ago. That like, it looks like this for a reason. They couldn't make it look like
I think you meant Impa, by the way.
Impa. Yeah, my bad. Wait, is Sheik not in that one?
Sheik is Zelda in that game. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know, but was it?
Sheik wasn't a separate.
So whenever
entity
you're
from
Adult
Zelda.
Link, Sheik is there, but it's actually Zelda.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think
It's
that
Impa
gets
who
revealed
took Zelda
until
away,
later.
Yeah,
like,
okay, fair.
kid age.
Impa, the old lady in Breath of the Wild.
So Red Dead 2, we got wrong by your standards.
No, I don't.
What else? I like just from your standard though.
Oh
that
yeah,
we
I
got
completely
wrong.
disagree with you.
Yeah.
I did want to say.
Um,
You can that auto aim is built into every Rockstar game. You can turn that off.
Yeah. I figured you could. It was never a problem with GTA 5. Like I've played through GTA 5. The auto aim's never like really stuck out or
Dude, last
bothered
time
me.
I played it,
But
like I mean, you just pull out the gun and it's like.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Red Dead was. But like I guess I noticed it more in Red Dead rather than
I don't know
GTA.
if that's. I mean, that's just their thing. That's Rockstar's thing. It's been in since GTA 4.
I think too, it's like the hyper-realism thing kind of makes it to where
Yeah.
if stuff is smaller and you like literally just can't.
And I mean, I
physically
know
aim to it
people
that
when
easily.
GTA 5 came out that they turned like on 360 there was an option to turn off auto aim,
Really?
and I know they did it.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just a PC thing.
No, it's on all
Because I remember the first
too.
time I got Call of Duty on PC, I realized like the keyboard and mouse had like no auto aim, but controller does, you know.
Yeah.
And so it was very like kind of
Yeah.
it was weird because you're playing with other PC people, but you can use a controller and have auto aim, and you're kind of almost just have like an advantage. I feel like.
That was
I realized playing Fortnite on PC compared to Fortnite on console, it's like, damn, I suck at this game. So I was like, I'm gonna plug it in controller, see if it helps. It's the controller adjustment. They have an adjustment for a controller to
Yeah.
help keep up with mouse and keyboard players. Like it's in there.
It must
I was
be pretty
like,
heavy.
damn, I just suck at it. I genuinely do suck at video games in general.
You talking about competitive?
Well,
Competitive
that and
games.
I think if a game has a lot of different mechanics, it takes me a while more than it would take a normal person to just adjust to that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've just always been a give me this and this and tell me where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I think playing Breath of the Wild for the first time was a little jarring because
They give you nothing.
yeah,
Like,
no,
well, they
they're-
give you everything you need,
you
but
could
don't
just go
explain
straight
it
to
to you.
Ganon and beat
Yeah.
it. Like that blew my mind.
You need objectives. Like
That
you
you
need
could do
like
that. I don't think in the long run it was bad. I think they wanted to do something different. They didn't want to hold your hand anymore. Because Zelda games are so hand-holdy.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like, do this, lift this stone.
Yeah, and it was progressively getting more hand holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just realized Jigglypuff's on the floor.
There you go.
Dang.
You killed Jigglypuff. But
Okay.
what else did you guys talk about that I missed?
Yeah, what else? It was mainly I think we focused on a lot of Nintendo stuff since you weren't here because we knew that like
Yeah,
that
a lot of
wouldn't
Nintendo-
be too much of your forte.
I think y'all talked about Switch 2
Yeah,
and whether or not
Metroid-
it was gonna run 4K 60.
Yeah, which I don't really care about, but I just
don't-
wanted to have good games. That's
I
that's
don't
my
think
main concern.
Nintendo has to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't
with
think that they
the
would do. Either.
audience they've cultivated now. If the Switch 2 comes out and I put Tears of the Kingdom in it and it still gets like 15 frames per second and I'm seeing trees pop in right in front of me, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah,
Because I could play Tears of the Kingdom. I think I got like 30 minutes into it, and I was just running around, and everything was popping in front of me. The frame drops were horrible. I would see a tree just go boop right there, and I was explaining to Max, and he's like, "There's no way it's that bad. There's no way it's that bad." And he just walked in my room looking defeated, and he was like, "Yeah, it's bad. You're right." And
Yeah.
the thing is, I was getting lambasted for that online when I said something about it. I replied under some thread, and I was like, I have a brand new. I got the Switch OLED, the Zelda one. That it was the limited edition that came out with it.
I remember that.
So
yeah.
it should be brand new, like it was brand new. And people were like, "Oh, there's something wrong with your Switch because I'm not having that." And I decided to watch some gameplay. It looks like that on the gameplay on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
Like-
like that in general.
I don't understand how
I
people.
think it just doesn't bother most people though. Like with me, honestly, it wouldn't bother me. Like I would notice it, but it's not gonna really like bother me. But I get people that it does bother.